All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a story that is honestly a massive wake-up call for anyone feeling paralyzed by their own potential. If you've ever felt like you're just sitting on the sidelines watching life completely pass you by, you are definitely going to want to hear this.
We're looking at a deeply uncomfortable reality today, one that starts by asking a really simple but pretty tough question. Why do you feel completely anchored in place while everyone else around you is moving? To figure that out, we're going to break down the exact mechanics of inaction.
I mean, think about the harsh contrast here. It's the ultimate modern action paralysis. You're spending your time watching your peers achieve their goals, make money, and build their lives, while you are just trapped on your bed scrolling through reels for 6 hours straight.
Section 1. The sickness of envy. We really need to reframe that sinking feeling you get in your gut when you see others succeeding. Let me tell you about a young guy named Alex. At 20 years old, he was exactly where you might be right now. Same room, same phone, same family pressure, and man, that same crushing guilt. He'd wake up at noon, promise himself he'd change tomorrow, but tomorrow literally never came. The absolute breaking point for him came one day when his mother asked him for just $100 to buy groceries, and he had to look her in the eye and say, "I don't have it." But the thing that truly broke something inside him wasn't that she was angry. It was that she wasn't even surprised anymore.
Section 2. The spine problem.
That incredibly painful interaction exposed a much deeper structural issue. Look, being sick and tired of seeing people your exact age earn more than you is actually a good thing. Envy is a sickness for sure, but if you use it correctly, it literally becomes rocket fuel. It is raw energy that can be converted directly into pure momentum.
But here's the massive hurdle we all face. Wanting costs absolutely nothing. It's just lying in bed feeling guilty. Doing, on the other hand, costs everything. It carries the very real risk of feeling foolish in public. And honestly, your brain naturally prefers quiet, private guilt over public failure.
So when you can't walk into a shop to ask a simple question or send a quick message asking for work, but you can effortlessly scroll on your phone for hours, that's not a money problem. That's a spine problem. Your inability to do one slightly uncomfortable thing all boils down to a lack of backbone.
Section 3. The cost of doing.
So, how do you actually fix a spine problem? Well, after a completely sleepless night, Alex decided to call a local shop to see if they needed help. His heart was pounding. His hands were sweating. The voice in his head was screaming, "They'll say no, this is stupid, wait until you're ready." He picked up his phone, put it down, picked it up again, and finally dialed. The shopkeeper gave him a flat rejection. But crucially, the world didn't end.
Because he didn't die from the word no, he called another shop, and another. He got rejected time and time again, joining the ranks of all the successful 19-year-olds who wade through 50 rejections before finding the one single thing that actually works.
This is so incredibly vital to remember. When you look at those super successful 22-year-olds building their lives, remember that you're unfairly comparing your hidden, behind-the-scenes struggles to their greatest hits highlight reel. You didn't see the weekends they worked or the 50 brutal rejections they faced just to get there.
Section 4. Building the proof.
Alex finally got a yes and showed up the next day at 10 a.m. to do the unglamorous work. In his first year, he cleaned over 50 phones, set up WhatsApp business catalogs for 20 shops, and eventually secured a real local sales job. Earning his first $250 was totally embarrassing compared to his friends at first, but he earned it with his own hands on his own terms. And doing that built invisible proof within himself that he was someone who could execute.
We constantly tell ourselves lies to avoid starting, don't we? You think, I need to be ready first. But readiness is a total lie. You only get ready by starting. You ask, what if I fail? But failure is just data. Every single note tells you what to adjust. You say, I need motivation first. But action creates motivation, not the other way around. Waiting for the perfect moment is just an invention by people who are too afraid to start.
Section 5. The ringing valve.
Here is the absolute hardest truth of this whole explainer. You aren't actually stuck. You are just comfortable. And confusing comfort with safety leads directly to a slow, quiet decay. You won't crash and burn dramatically, no. You'll just quietly fade away until you're 35 years old and have completely forgotten what you even wanted in the first place.
Listen to me, no one is coming to save you. There is no magical course, there's no perfect mentor, and there is no lucky break that is going to magically fix this for you. The person who saves you is the exact same person who has been scrolling reels for 6 hours.
You are both the problem and the solution.
Alex's entire turning point didn't come from some perfectly optimized morning routine. It came from sitting on his bedroom floor, asking and honestly answering this one brutal question. What is the smallest, most embarrassing, most uncomfortable thing I can do today that I've been actively avoiding?
The bell has been rung loud and clear for you today. So please, don't overthink this and don't make some grand, complicated plan. Just tell me, what is your single first step tomorrow morning? Because if you can conquer that one small step, what else might you be completely capable of unlocking?